I wanted to pick a nonfiction book that some of the students were interested in. So this story is Bats, and it's Discover the Bat's Unique Place in the Wild and in the World. And it's by Elizabeth Carney. Here's the table of contents. It says, what's a bat? Bat food, night flight, bat bodies, funny face, hanging out, baby bats, bat rescue, nature's helpers, bat myths busted, bat hall of fame, and then the glossary, which is the definitions. What's a bat? I sleep by day, I fly by night. I have no feathers to aid my flight. What am I? The answer is a bat. A bat is a mammal. Mammals are animals that nurse their young, have hair, and are warm-blooded. Humans, dogs, and whales are all mammals. But bats have a special ability. They can fly. Bat food. There are about 1,200 types of bats in the world. Most of them eat insects. Insect-eating bats are usually small in size. There are more than 150 types of fruit bats. These bats are usually larger and search for sweet fruits and other plants. A few bats hunt for larger prey, such as frogs, birds, or mice. Some people think that all bats suck your blood. This is not true. Only 3 kinds of bats drink blood. This group is known as vampire bats. They feed on the blood of animals like cows, deers, not humans. Night flight. Did you know that while you're fast asleep, bats are busy filling their bellies? Bats are nocturnal, meaning they're active at night. This way of life has many advantages for a bat. Insect-eating bats often feast on bugs that come out after dark. Pollen and nectar-eating bats might feed on plants that only open at night. Nectar is a sweet liquid made by flowers. Bat bodies. Scientists call bats Chiropetra, a Greek name that means hand wing. That's because bats have 4 fingers and a thumb just like us. A thin layer of skin connects the fingers. This forms a wing. Bats also have a sensitive nose and big ears. Those big ears can help some bats see with sound. So there's a coat of fur, there's the 4 fingers and the thumb, there's the nose, there's their eyes and their big ears and their wing. Echolocation, a system in some animals for locating objects using sound waves. In the pitch black night, bats can scoop up a tiny insect with ease. No flashlight required. How do they do it? They make a sound that travels until it hits an object. Then it bounces off the object and travels back to the bat. From this echo, the bat can tell an object's size and how far away it is. This is called echolocation. Funny face. Some bats have strange-looking faces. Special ears, noses, and mouths help bats tune into and make sounds while they use echolocation. Their faces may look odd to us, but for bats, their features work perfectly. They look kind of weird. That one looks like a little pig. Hanging out. When bats are not hunting for food, they're usually hiding in a roost. Roosts can be in caves, treetops, or attics. Bats pick places that are well hidden and protect them from bad weather. When most bats rest in their roost, they hang upside down. Have you ever hung upside down on a jungle gym? You might start to feel dizzy. Bats have special veins to keep their blood flowing properly so they never feel dizzy. Bats can't take off from the ground like birds do. They have to fall into flight. Hanging upside down is the best way to make a quick getaway. Baby bats. Aww. Baby bats, called pups, completely depend on their mothers after they're born. They're blind, hairless, and can't fly. They cling to their mother's fur. The pups nurse their mother's milk until their wings are strong enough to fly. Bat rescue. During storms in an Australian rainforest, wind can knock baby bats to the forest floor. The babies usually don't survive unless wildlife workers come to the rescue. The lucky bats are taken to a bat hospital. The babies are bundled in blankets and fed milk from a bottle. After a few months, they are strong enough to return to the wild. Nature's helpers. A world without bats wouldn't be very nice. Bats are an important part of the ecosystem. Insect-eating bats gobble up millions of bugs. Many of these insects are pests that could harm humans or destroy crops. Bats keep their numbers under control. Other bats keep forests healthy by spreading seeds and pollen. This allows trees and flowers to multiply and grow. Bat myths busted. Some people have misunderstandings about bats. Here are a few common myths that drive experts batty. So, myth, bats are blind. Truth, bats have excellent eyesight. Some bats hunt using sight alone. Myth, bats are dirty. Truth, bats are actually neat freaks. They groom themselves frequently. Mothers lick their babies to keep them clean. Myth, bats get stuck in hair. Truth, with sharp senses and echolocation, bats are very good flyers. They can avoid obstacles with width of a thread. Myth, vampire bats turn into human vampires. Truth, there is no such thing as a human vampire, and bats certainly don't turn into them. Bat Hall of Fame. Aww. Teeny tiny. The smallest bat in the world is the bumblebee bat. Its wingspan is 5 inches across. Its body is the size of a jelly bean. Mega wings. The largest bat is the 3-pound flying fox. Its wingspan can be 6 feet long. That's longer than you are tall. Happy campers. The Honduran white bat makes tents out of leaves to protect itself from constant rain showers. It kind of looks like mice. Most crowded home. 20 million Mexican free-tailed bats live in one Texas cave. These bats are also the fanciest flyers. They can soar as high as 10,000 feet and zoom through the air at speeds over 40 miles an hour. That's way faster than a car. Biggest appetite. Little brown bats can eat up to 1,200 mosquitoes in one night. Yum. And this is the glossary. A mammal, a warm-blooded animal that nurses its young, has a backbone and hair. Echolocation, a system in some animals for locating objects with sound waves. A roost, a place where animals such as bats and certain types of birds rest. Nectar, a sweet liquid made by flowers. Nocturnal, the state of being active at night. Ecosystem, the environment in which living things live. And I hope you enjoyed this book. I know that a lot of you were interested in bats, so there you go. I will see you later.